Good morning. I have had a terrible night's sleep, but that's okay. I've woken up now and hopefully we'll get through the day somehow. It is also incredibly hot and I don't like it. It does not make me happy. Last night there were meant to be northern lights and other fun stuff going on in the sky, and obviously everyone loves the northern lights, but I love astronomy and all that. So I did every time I woke up, which was literally, I would say, every half hour to an hour, I did look at the sky, and there wasn't anything to see in terms of northern lights. I even tried to use my camera to see if it would pick anything up, but there was one star around sort of just after 3 in the morning. There was one star that was shining so brightly, I could not believe it. Keep in mind that I'm like in a fairly London polluted sky area in terms of light pollution and stuff, so we don't really get such pretty skies here. And I kept looking at the star because I was convinced it was a plane and I was just waiting for it to move, and it didn't move, and it was just incredible. It was one big star with like a little star next to it, and then there was another somewhat bright, not as bright, but somewhat bright star just sort of to the side of it. It was beautiful. I kept looking at it. I was just like glued to my window. So at least I got to see something nice of the sky tonight. But yeah, I'm not well rested, I don't think, but we'll see how today goes. And actually the reason why I wanted to pull you out is because I want to try a fun little transition. So this is me literally as I've woken up. This is how I woke up. And this is me after I'm ready to go, more or less, give or take. I've gone with these earrings, which to me feels really weird because these are like my nice earrings in my mind, but they are also probably 15 years old, maybe less, but old, certainly. And there's no reason why not. They do have a matching necklace, and I'm thinking about putting it on because I do feel like my chest is quite bare, but I just feel like it's a bit too much. And I'm just wearing this one piece without any leggings underneath because it is far too hot. So I'm waiting on my cousin now. He should be here in about 40 minutes or so, give or take, and then we're gonna go out and explore things. We don't really know what the plan is, but we're just gonna follow our hearts, as they say. Good fun. Here we go. Hello! I've had a lovely day so far. I think it's about 4:30 and I've literally just walked through the door. I am incredibly hot and incredibly thirsty. I've managed to keep fasting. I've not eaten or drunk anything yet. I'm hoping I'll be able to get through the next 5 hours. Yeah, about 5 hours to go. It's a really late fast, this one. Usually Yom Kippur, which is the only one really that I do consistently, that one usually, depending on where I am in the world and what time of year it's at, it usually finishes sort of 7:30, 8ish, but I think this one finishes either at 9:15 or at 9:30, so it is really late. And the thing is, in theory, it's always 25 hours, so in theory, you're not eating and drinking for as long, but it really makes a difference because the second, like the full day is obviously where it really affects you. So you don't mind if you have an early supper and then, you know, go to sleep early, whatever, that's fine, and then finish the fast at 5 o'clock. Brilliant, you can still have supper. 5 o'clock is usually actually when I start to dip. And this is, yeah, a lot harder. And I think I'm sort of in two minds about whether or not going out today was a good idea. I really loved it. First of all, I really enjoyed what we did. Going out and spending time with my cousin was lovely. And in a way, it's really made the time go quickly. Like, it's already 4:30, whereas I think if I'd been home, it would still be 4:30, but I feel like it would drag more. And usually on my days off when I have the whole day at home, I break up the day with food. You know, I sort of spend some time in the morning on my computer editing or whatever, and then have breakfast quite late usually if it's my day off, usually 10:30 or so. Then I don't have lunch till usually about 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and then, you know, supper is usually when, you know, I'm with my grandma or whatever. So I think I would be noticing it more if I was home. But that being said, some of the places we went to had amazing looking food. Some were giving away free like tasters, whatever they're called. Some were like, my cousin at one point bought a bottle of ice cold water and like that just looked so good. On the tube, someone had left a water bottle behind and I had mine in my bag, as I said, for an emergency, but I was like, no, I can feel that my mouth is dry, but it's not like I'm gonna faint or anything like that. And I've no doubt that in the next few hours I will get a headache, and I've no doubt that, well, there's a chance that tonight I'm gonna struggle to sleep as a result, but I don't feel like I've put myself in danger or anything like that. Food-wise, I'm absolutely fine. I'm, you know, maybe a little bit hungry just in the last half hour, but honestly, like, I'm fine. I don't eat that much anyway, so for me to fast, it's not such a big deal. But you can probably hear it in my voice. I feel like I would like some water, but I'm gonna hold off for as long as I can, and hopefully the whole day if I can. We're planning on going to shul, synagogue, at just before 7, so I'm not sure if in the next 2 hours I'm going to do stuff like edit or watch videos, or if I'm gonna try and have a nap, because I do feel a little bit tired, understandably so, but I don't know if having a nap will make me feel worse when I get up. We shall see. We shall see what happens. I'm so glad I wore this today, and I'm so glad I didn't put on leggings or anything underneath. It was fairly hot outside, and especially on the bus on the way back, so I'm glad I wore what I wore, and I'm gonna have to change for sure, which is a bit of just a bit of shame. Also, on the way back, I had a long journey back. I was listening to an audiobook that I'm now listening to, which is called The Little Cafe in Copenhagen by Julie Kaplan. I chose this book because I thought it would be a good summer read, just because I haven't had a chance to read really a summer book, and we're nearing the end, although actually it feels like this is the most amount of summer we've got. It's not really a summer book, it is a travel book, and it's just I really like it. I am 6 hours in out of 10 hours, so 60%, but I'm really enjoying it. I'm really, like, it's predictable, it's sweet, it's easy, and I'm just really enjoying it. So that is what has kept me going. I might just keep listening to that. We shall see, but I will leave this clip, this video, this segment here, and I will see you whenever I see you next. Hello. My nap was an absolute fail, and I don't know why, because I didn't sleep well last night, so in theory I should have been tired. I've not eaten, you know, I should be just out for the count, but I was not. So it's now 6:20. I've got changed, I'm wearing this red dress, and I finally get to try out this thing my mum bought me, or not bought me, brought me secondhand, because I need to wear something that covers down to my elbow, but it's too hot. So we've got this. I'm getting a bit hungry now. I'm actually not headachy yet, which is strange, because I should be. And I need to not think about how much longer we've got left, because in my head I'm like, oh, we're going to be leaving in, you know, like 20 minutes to go to shul. But then we've still, like now, we've still got 3 hours until the fast ends. And I just want water. I just want water. Now, also, I have paired the dress with these earrings, which I've not done before, but they do have a greenish tint. So I'm hoping it's okay. I think it's nice. We shall see. I'm already warm with this. So yeah, I just wanted to give that update, and I'll probably not see you till after the fast now. I can't wait to just drink some water. I cannot wait. Water and like some fresh vegetables, cucumber, tomato, peppers, something like that. Crunchy, something crunchy and fresh. Right. I think also because it's so hot, like obviously that makes it harder. Anyway, I'll see you later. Bye. Hello, so while I'm folding and putting away my laundry, I thought I would chat to you about the rest of today. So first of all, remarkably, I did not get a headache at all, which honestly is a miracle. I genuinely don't think I've ever done a fast day where I've not got a headache. So maybe walking around London is the trick. I don't know. And, you know, I was a little bit hungry, but even then it wasn't, you know, a crazy hunger, as I mentioned earlier, but it never got terrible. Like, I would have managed without food tonight, but it was nice to have food. So what I didn't mention earlier about going to shul is that we were mostly not going to pray. We were mostly going to listen to talks. There were 2 different talks on to help pass the time, and then we would do the last bit of praying, which is literally like 10 to 20 minutes of praying at the end. And I don't know what it's like in Christian services. I do think Islam is a bit more like us, although I could be mistaken. But 10 to 20 minutes of prayer is really quite short for Judaism. I need lots of hangers. So the talks were okay. The first one wasn't amazing, but it was fine. The second one was interesting. It wasn't something I knew anything about, so I enjoyed it for that sake, but it wasn't really related to the day, I thought. But it was still interesting, and yeah, nice to hear, and definitely did help pass the time. And then we came home literally as the fast finished, so I gulped down about 3/4 of my water bottle, which felt so good. And I've now had a lot more water since. And to break the fast, I had bagels with cheese, and it was a new cheese, not one I'd had before, but actually I really liked it, which I wasn't expecting because it was a darker colour, and in my mind, darker colour means fake. And it didn't taste fake, it tasted good, so I enjoyed that. And I mentioned earlier about tomatoes and cucumbers and stuff like that, and my grandma, bless her soul, made an Israeli salad, which was just perfect, and with loads of lemon as well, and it was, it really hit the spot. And then we also had some melon and strawberries, which were, again, just fresh and lovely, so that was nice, although I am now so totally stuffed to the brim. I am so full, which always happens after a fast. When you've not eaten anything for 25 hours, you don't want a big meal. Like, even 1.5 bagels with cheese and some Israeli salad and some fruit, just like not even that much, is more than enough. More than enough. So I'm full and I really feel it. But one thing I love about fasting that might sound silly, but one of the reasons why I enjoy doing it. There's a few reasons. Number one, it just feels like a good reset if, you feel you've got into a bad pattern with food. Like, I feel recently I've been eating more than I want to be. Not because I want to lose weight, because I don't care about that, but just because I do leave every meal feeling so overstuffed, and I hate that feeling. And I think I know it's because I want to be polite to my grandma and because she makes so much food, but I need to just be better at saying, no, this is my limit. I can't have any more and I'm full. But then also before, which actually I've already sort of rectified, but before I went to my friend, I was eating like a packet of Tim Tams every 2 to 3 days, and like that's not particularly healthy either, especially when I'm also eating more during meals than I feel I should be. So as I say, I've already reset that, but in general for things like that, it just feels like a good opportunity to have a look at how I'm eating, and if I feel I need to cut anything or change anything or whatever, or add anything, it's just a good moment to reset. But the next reason why I like it so much, and I think the only other reason that I'm going to come up with today, is that it's awesome to see what your body is capable of. Like, it is hot. It's probably been about 26 degrees, in the peak of the day. We were walking around for a fair number of hours in that heat, and I didn't drink or eat anything. And obviously that's not recommended, and, I'm sure for health reasons that probably isn't the wisest, but I was able to do that and not pass out, not even get a headache, not get sunstroke. Like, that to me
is incredible. And I was still able to walk around. Like, I mean, even at the end of the day, I was still, you know, I was feeling a little bit like lightheaded, but I could still move. I feel like I probably still could have maybe not done a full-on dance, but like moved and stretched. And I just think that's pretty awesome, to be honest, that we can function on no food, no water, and actually also hardly any sleep, because as I mentioned earlier today, I didn't have a good night's sleep. I mean, don't get me wrong, I probably got more than like any new mums would, but it was less than what I'm used to, certainly. So yeah, I'm proud of myself. I'm happy I did it. And I think also because, you know, I've not really given this day as much focus in the last few years, because it wasn't as much of a big deal when I was growing up. Like, we always recognised it, but as I say, I don't think it was something that we as a family fasted for or anything like that. And so the last few years, it's not been the priority for me, especially when I've been working. Like, it's one thing to ask for one day off a year because you're fasting for 25 hours, but it's another to do that twice in the space of like 6 weeks. Maybe 2 months, but still. So yeah, I feel happy, and I feel I'm really enjoying connecting a bit more to my Judaism and doing a bit more with it, because I've not been able to for the last very many years, and it's nice to finally have the opportunity to do it and actually do it. I'm going to open this cupboard so that I can sort my socks. Oh, it's dark now. No, this is a bad idea. I'm just going to move you. There we go. Perfect. Well, kinda. Not that I've got much more to say. So basically, had the food, did the fast, put away my laundry. I'm putting away my laundry, and now I'm gonna have a chill evening, probably go to bed around midnight, maybe even a bit earlier if I'm tired. Oh, by the way, the white shawl thing worked perfectly. I was very happy about it. The earrings were great, and I actually got a compliment on them, so that's lovely. So that's all good, and I think I'm gonna try and film, finally, my one of my first proper A-closet video. Not A-closet, I'm using wearing now. I'm gonna try and do that tonight. We shall see if I dare, basically. And I mean, knowing the way my editing's going at the moment, it'll be a while before you see it. But something to look forward to if you want to subscribe, you know, for more wonderful laundry content. Look at these socks, by the way, that I've been wearing this week in like 25 to 32 degree weather. Absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, I also post, like, as you can tell, Jewish content. So if you're interested in finding out a bit more about that, even if you're not interested, to be honest, I feel like we all need to learn a little bit more about each other's religions. So stick around. I really went through a lot of socks, like way more than I usually do. And I was worried I was running low on socks, but actually I found that I still have all my most of my black socks from when I was in Greece, which I never wear because I don't like wearing black socks, but actually they're really comfortable and obviously great for when I'm running low on socks. Also, speaking of running low on socks, there's a hole in my sock and the dentist is shut. If you know that reference, I will be amazed. And this one's also going, but hey, at least they're a pair. I always keep like emergency socks with holes in them just in case I do run out of socks. I know that's mad, and especially now that I've seen I actually have way more socks than I thought. I don't need to be doing that. But that's just how I am. Isn't that fun? I think I'm just chatting to you because I'm bored, to be honest, at this point. I just want to get these last bits of laundry. This, by the way, I'm so gutted. I love these socks. I've had them for years, but the toes on both of them you can't see that. They're starting to go, and actually the heels as well. So I don't know how much more life they've got left in them, but I love, like, look at the colour, and I just love them. Also, look at how tiny my feet are. But the good thing about having tiny feet is that they stopped growing about 10 years ago, if not more. I'm trying to do the maths. No, I think 10 years is probably fair. Maybe less. I don't know. Either way, it means that 80% of my socks are from, you know, a long time ago, and a lot of my shoes are too. I don't think I've mentioned on here the red pair that were destroyed last summer. I had those, the sandals. I found out, I recently saw a picture of when I bought them. I think it was 2013, maybe 2015. Either way, it was sort of between 9 and 11 years ago, which is ridiculous. Like, that is how long I've had those shoes. So the fact that they broke on the ship is fine. It's fair enough. I have been struggling this summer, though, to not have a good pair of summery shoes. Like, I do have another pair of sandals, but they do blister my feet, and I could wear a plaster, but I just choose not to wear them instead. And again, it's been like 3 days of hot summer, so we're fine. Right, I'm hot. I'm gonna hang up my clothes, as in the hanging stuff, and then I'm gonna, I don't know, probably listen to my book or watch YouTube, or who knows.
ready for this cool transition. Bye! Hello! So, yesterday, or in the most recent vlog, depending on where I've cut it, I mentioned that I love fasting because it's so great to reset the mind and the body if you feel like you have to, or if you feel like you want to change your eating habits or whatever. And I feel like I've just absolutely ruined that today. Usually I'm quite good at, after a fast, if I notice there's something that I want to change, I will just change it. But today has been rubbish. I don't really blame me for that though. I blame the fact that we had a staff lunch at work, which usually is quite nice, quite light, just lovely and chill. But today it was pizza. It was like thick, greasy pizza. And as someone who's not a huge fan of pizza, but who didn't bring lunch because they were under the impression they were getting a staff lunch, I ate the pizza. I had 2 slices, not even that big, but I just felt really like, ugh, about it. And then I had some chocolate when I came home, and it's like, that's the kind of thing I'm trying to stop doing. I already had tomatoes as a snack. I'd had fruit salad as a snack. We have more fruit in the fridge. Like, I'd rather be eating healthy things than chocolate. It just makes me feel not healthy. But it was yummy, so at least I enjoyed the chocolate. But yeah, I think it's the pizza that really made me feel like, I wish I hadn't. Because actually, thinking about it, aside from that, I've been happy enough with how I've eaten today. But again, it's one of those things where I'm like, I just wish I was better at saying no. But equally, I really didn't have much opportunity to say no, because the only alternative would have been there would have been 2 alternatives, either to skip lunch or eat really late, or to buy something, which I was definitely not gonna do. So yeah, that's the food update. But it's fine, I'm having some tea now, even though it's very hot. And then, we'll have supper later, which I think is meant to be a really yummy dish that we had a few days ago, so I'm looking forward to that. And yeah, we'll be fine. The problem also, though, is that at work, at this job, I do get bored occasionally, or frequently at the moment, just because in summer there's not as much on. And so, because I get bored, I'm looking for something that I can do at my desk. And one of the few things I can do at my desk that, would be considered okay is eating. So then I feel like I want to be eating. I either eat or drink, and a lot of the time I end up drinking because I haven't brought enough food. But it's definitely not a healthy habit to just eat because you're bored. But at least, as I say, mostly it is, healthy foods like cucumber, peppers, tomatoes, that kind of thing. So that's okay. Anyway, ramble. I need to go.